Welcome to Cooped Up Live. Shit, I say. A show where I just talk about whatever I feel like talking about for the day. While we are waiting on folks to join, and give you all a few reminders. Coopedup.com is my website. You can check that out at any time. I post there sporadically. It's not one of those things where you need to rush to get there to make sure you don't miss the latest content. But there's some fun stuff there. Photos for my wedding, recent vacation, stuff like that. Wherever you are on social media, follow me at I'm Cooped Up. I would love a follow in particular on the Instagrams. And then last but not least, wherever you listen or watch this, be sure to click the bell, subscribe button, whatever it is, so you get notified anytime I come live. This does air on Facebook Live, both on my Cooped Up page and my personal page now. YouTube Live, as well as in Restream on all of the audio format on all of the major podcasting platforms. So with that, let's get rolling. Hope everyone is doing great. Hey, Mama, how you doing today? Hope you're warmer than we are. Our old house just struggles to stay really, really warm when we have cold weather like this. So woke up this morning hearing Thundersleet before we knew what it was called, before we knew it had a name. Thundersleet is what the weatherman was calling it. And it was crazy. I don't know if everyone outside of Texas had that, or even inside of Texas other than the Dallas area, but it is effectively like a thunderstorm, full on thunder, wind, all of that kind of stuff. But instead of torrential rain coming down, it is torrential sleet. And so it's called Thundersleet. Did I say that right earlier? It was called Thundersleet. And it was so loud. And the shutters were shaking and just the sleet hitting the roof. It was crazy. But then look out the window and it looks like a beautiful blanket of snow has fallen. Since learned that is just ice. And pardon my dirty shirt today. I've been like cleaning up around the house and I don't know. I likely ruined this shirt with an oil stain. Need to see if my Miss Messy Mouth's spray, which I swear by, if it can get this out. But day one of this year's ice capades. We always have a few days every year here in the Dallas area, at least. And for folks outside, so most of you are in Texas who watch this, but sometimes there are folks from outside of it who laugh at us. They're like, "Oh, y'all are so dumb. You just shut down or whatever." It makes sense for us. So I was playing pickleball in shorts like on Friday. And then by Monday, we're releasing school because of ice storms and all of that kind of stuff. I think I actually wore shorts this weekend. But here in Dallas, at least, I don't know how the rest of Texas is. I think it's the same. It's just easier, cheaper, faster, less complicated, all of those things to just hunker down for a few days rather than the city buying a bunch of ice plows and stuff like that, all of the things that are needed to remediate this in places where they have it a lot and buy it, maintain it, all of that kind of stuff. It's just easier for us to say, pause, we're going to hang out for a little bit, bitches, and then we'll see you later. Because here's the thing. I think by this weekend it's going to be sunny and all of this will be melted and it'll be a little wet. But other than that, so Aaron is saying, y'all enjoy that. We got in the car and drove to Little Rock to avoid it. So is it not hitting Little Rock? Because I've heard that Chicago has it, Denver has it, Kansas City, all that. So maybe y'all just got lucky. Eric is saying he has never heard the word thundersleet. Yeah, I feel like weather phenomenon lately is kind of like the eclipses that we have or like Chinese buffets. So it's like they keep getting bigger and more extravagant and more like superhero-ish sounding, like super jumbo, great buffet. It's that kind of thing. Like all the Chinese buffets have like 5 adjectives, superlative adjectives at that before the word buffet, right? Same with like the eclipses. Like at some point, it's like the blood moon by the light of Madonna's bustier eclipse. Why did that string of words come to mind? I have no idea. But it's just like, and I feel like there's always an eclipse. And like right now, supposedly there's like this comet flying by that we're not going to be able to see it here because it's too cloudy. But like for the first time in 5,000 years, it's a green comet but I feel like there was just one like 2 weeks ago that was a different comet that comes by like every 80 years. And like I growing up, so I don't maybe I just don't remember it from being a kid or even a young adult. Growing up, like the only comet I remember anyone talking about was Halley's Comet. I don't recall. Maybe we know more comets now than we did before. Maybe they're easier to spot in the sky. There's more technology for them. I don't know. But by the way, Comet Talk was not even on my card for today. So uh, uh, Eduardo says that they had a freezing fog in Frisco. It was like, oh, that sounds ominous. Freezing fog. So does it like crackle when you drive through it? What is freezing fog? That's crazy. And Ed, hey Ed, perhaps Thundersleet can perform at oh, shut up, Ed. He loves giving. I was listening to The Weeknd today. Ed likes to give me hell about how much I like The Weeknd, and I actually thought The Weeknd's Super Bowl show during the pandemic, again when they couldn't be around each other, it had to be one person on stage. I thought it was fantastic, and I actually liked The Weeknd a lot. So Halley's Comet made everyone just, yeah, The Night of the Comet, Monica, that is a movie. It is like a cringy, like B level science fiction movie that I adored as a kid. Night of the Comet. I'm surprised I haven't made the kids watch that, but I think everyone who saw it either turned to dust or a zombie. And then the ones who were inside and sleeping or didn't see it or playing on the radio station or whatever, they were the survivors and had to escape. And as obligatory, there was a scene, of course, where they were in a shopping mall having a shopping extravaganza because that's how they do it. Monica wanted to go shopping. So, but anyway, a couple of things I discovered today. So the kids and I went out. So Claire and I first went out just for about 10 minutes just to walk around on the golf course across the street in the park. We made it about 10 minutes and came back inside. It was really, really cold. And then it started snowing a little bit, and I went and got the sleds out of the garage. 2 years ago, I guess, I always keep a set of sleds, cheap plastic sleds, nothing expensive, maybe like $50 each, if even that. And they break every couple of seasons because they just get brittle and we don't need them, and I just replace them. Same kind of theory of like, we don't have all the snow trucks and all that stuff. We don't need like these big snow sleds. So anyway, these are larger ones though, and they've been hanging on the wall in the garage for 2 years now. Got those out and we went out, and I had the revelation, and I'm hoping other parents felt this way today as well. My children do not own enough warm weather clothing. I'm going to go so far as to say they own no true cold weather clothing. And I said warm weather, I meant cold weather clothing. No true cold weather clothing. So we're getting ready in the kids' jacket. So they have like the puffer jacket kind of thing, which that's about as thick as it gets for them. And we used to have gloves. I have no idea where they went. None of the other jackets fit them anymore because it's a combination of two things in our household, at least. The kids wear uniforms to school, right? So they have very little like street clothes that they have. I mean, they wear them barely at all. And then both of them have had such growth spurts lately, nothing fits them anymore. And so Mason had no, like, he barely has any pants that are appropriate. So I had him put on like a tight set of pajamas over, and then over that he put on a pair of sweatpants, and over that he put a pair of like joggers over that were kind of a little bit moisture resistant. So he's wearing 3 levels of clothes on the bottom. On the top, he's got a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, a t-shirt, like a button-up shirt, a sweatshirt, and then he's got the jacket, no gloves, and Claire's in like coveralls, like overalls, because that's the trend right now. But I was like, okay, we'll go out, and this is probably why we didn't last very long either. And neither of them, Mason wore his uniform shoes because those are the only leather shoes he has. Everything else is canvasy, and I needed something that was gonna maybe resist the water a little bit. And it's crazy. Like that is, and I only own them because I have been more or less the same size, give or take the 30 pounds that I've lost recently. Had to get that in there. I've worn the same size and everything. So I have coats from like trips, ski trips, and that sort of stuff. But I'm too big for stuff Mason. Is just starting to fit into Todd's old stuff. So Eric is saying I own more coats than any person in the city after growing up in Iowa and still going there in the winter. We do have hats and gloves because we travel to the Midwest and New York in the wintertime. Yeah, I mean, I have some. The thing is, I also realized that I need some new. I am a stereotypical 80s man in this regard. I love isotoner gloves. I like the kind of stretchy ones with the chevron pattern on the top and the stripes, like the leather strips on the top of the knuckles and all of that stuff. Love them. I have owned a pair of isotoner gloves probably since college, probably since the first time I ever wore one, maybe even before that. And I love them because they're not thick. They are warm enough. You can still have like tactile function with them, all that kind of stuff. But I need to get a new pair because mine do not have the little dots on the fingertip where you can operate a smartphone. And so I'm trying to take video of us sledding and walking around and all that kind of stuff, and some photos and such, which you probably have seen on my social already. And I have to take my glove off every fucking time, and my hand is freezing. So by the end of our second outing, my fingertips, I'm like, am I getting hypothermia? My fingertips were like on fire. Like it literally felt like I had burned my skin. Now they're fine now, but so I need to get some. And so I've already looked. Isotoner makes one model of those gloves that I like that have the tech, and I can either get them charcoal or black. But I can order them now, but they won't be here until like February the 6th or something like that. But still a good thing to have. But I'm wondering if any of y'all have any of those tech-enabled gloves. And I think it's just little metallic dots or something. Like, I don't even know. It's not like magnet or anything. I don't know how it works, but somehow you can, yeah. Monica is chastising me, but you have everything from head to toe. Poor babies. I know. I even had the Uggs because I asked for Uggs for Christmas a couple years ago. But in my defense, her son also only wears hoodies. Yeah, Mason wanted to only wear a hoodie to go outside. So, my dad was in the Army, Eduardo's saying, so we always had long johns around. I hated those itchy things. So I own probably 5 pairs of long johns also, because I actually wear long johns in the wintertime, even here in Dallas, all the time. Like if it is chilly outside, cold, if it's like cold outside, I'm talking cold like 40s outside. If you see me and I got long pants on, there's probably a pair of long underwear under them as well. So, and then this is like a Eddie Bauer long undershirt too under here. So, just glue some rhinestones to the tip of your gloves, Monica is suggesting. I don't know if that works. And they've already called school off for tomorrow. The Dallas public schools did first, and then I think all the rest of them followed suit. So we have no school tomorrow. Tomorrow's supposed to be even messier because I think we're getting another round of Thundersleet this evening, maybe. But worse is that it never really got above freezing, but stuff started to thaw a little bit, and when the sun came out, and then it's going to refreeze, and it's going to not get above freezing until Thursday morning, I believe. So tomorrow's going to be a mess, and who knows about Thursday? If Thursday morning's still going to be a mess, that's crazy. Sandy's saying that her company already closed their DFW offices too. I know. But we don't get I felt guilty going outside and playing with the kids and such because I'm like, everybody else is working. You're just working from home. Like we need a legit snow day for grown-ups too. I'm going to lead the charge on that. How about that? I did start my taxes today, organizing all the stuff and putting it into TurboTax, all that kind of stuff. So Michelle Condre's birthday is on Thursday. Well, happy early birthday, Michelle Condre, if I don't see you then. What else is going on? Todd is actually supposed to fly out tomorrow. He's going to Detroit. There's like a bus association conference or something that he's attending. And he's flying out tomorrow evening to Detroit. And I'm hoping he gets out. Supposedly, a lot of the flights from DFW are getting out. Hopefully he gets. I think the most dangerous part of that trip is going to be getting to DFW airport in the first place. We'll see. It's tomorrow evening is his flight. I think it's at like 5:00. So hopefully by then, it'll have. I don't know what it'll have done, but it'll be fine. But here's the actual thing that I'm excited about Todd leaving tomorrow. I'm not excited about him driving in this ice and such, but Todd is on the keto diet right now. He refuses to join any of the things I do. He wouldn't do Octavia, and he doesn't do Weight Watchers. And so he does keto, which a lot of Weight Watchers overlaps keto. I'm not going to lie. But on Weight Watchers, like beans is highly recommended. On keto, you can't eat beans. On Weight Watchers, there's certain, I can eat potatoes in moderation. I just have to count for the points. He can't do it at all, right? And so the thing I'm excited about is that tomorrow evening, I'm making carbs for dinner. I'm narrowed it down to two things. I'm either going to make like a chicken noodle soup for dinner, or I'm going to make a big old batch, and this is what I'm leaning towards the most. I'm going to make a big old batch of pinto beans in the slow cooker and have them with, I'll probably have them just the beans. The kids will probably have them with rice or something. But we can eat carbs tomorrow night. And he's gone until Friday. So Thursday night, we can also have carbs. Yay! I'm going to be big as a house by the time he gets home. Now, I account for everything. I'm actually really good at just being straight up honest with the Weight Watchers app about what I'm eating and drinking. And, I'm honest until I'm not. I'm honest. Once that like second glass of wine settles into my system, I may become a little less honest. And so the third and the fourth ones may not get accounted for quite as aggressively, because I get a measuring cup out and I count the 5 ounces or 8 ounces, however much I'm pouring, and I do the points for it and all that kind of stuff. And I'm drinking kind of like diet wine right now. Boda Box has a thing called Boda Breeze, and it's a Sauvignon Blanc. It's only 8% alcohol by volume. Most white wines are like 12 to 14. I looked it up. And it has a lot less calories, a lot less sugar, all of that kind of stuff. So I can have a little bit, it's like three points a glass, right? So it's not too bad. I get 33 points a day. And I eat tons of leafy vegetables and stuff, so I'm doing pretty good. Eduardo is voting for beans. I agree. I think beans is going to, Monica's saying, tell Toddy keto is out next week. I forgot that he's coming to see y'all. So while Carrie and I are in Las Vegas seeing Adele, Todd is driving the kids down to Monica's house, and then they're all going to go to, I think that's how this is going. I only have a passing knowledge of it. And then they're all going to go to the Houston RV show on Saturday, and then come back, and then Todd will drive back on Sunday. So yeah, tell Toddy keto is out. So Michelle, you're out of wine? Oh man. That help. You need one of those St. Bernards to come by with like the keg on his neck, and you just can get some from that. Oh no, that's the worst. And Danielle is saying joint education meaning work for education, and you're off. Yes, Monica has had the day off today. I assume y'all are off tomorrow. Also, I think Monica's school district, that's a little rural school district. I think they're one of those that waits until like 5:59 before they announce if they're off for that day, and they almost always vote to just delay. The good news about private school is that we have no requirements for minimum number of hours per year or days per year. So we can just cancel and just make it up we actually don't have to make it up at all. We build some flexibility into the schedule. So you're already off tomorrow, though, Monica is saying. So what else? Oh, tomorrow, if you are home tomorrow and you are a Disney Plus subscriber, Wakanda Forever starts streaming at midnight tonight, 12:01 a.m. tonight, I believe. Wakanda Forever, which is the sequel to Black Panther, a movie that I adore. And I'm not a big superhero fan, but I adore Black Panther. and I am so excited to see Wakanda Forever. We almost went and saw it in the movie theater last weekend, and then I Googled it and saw that it was going to stream starting on February 1st. So I was like, I'm not paying $60 to go see that if I already paid to see it. So we will probably watch that tomorrow during the day at some point, because the kids want to see it too. And then have y'all watched the show The Last of Us? So it is a apocalyptic show. What channel is it on? Is it on Netflix? I can't remember what station it's on. Streaming platform. What are we calling these things now? I think it's on Netflix, but it's called The Last of Us, and it's about a zombie apocalypse. It starts in Houston or Austin, and then it moves to other parts of the country. I think mostly in the Boston area. But it's on HBO. It's on HBO. Thank you, Casey. It's on HBO Max. So you have to subscribe to HBO Max or HBO, which I get for free. If you are an AT&T phone subscriber, you may have HBO already, and you don't realize it, because I get it for free through my AT&T phone subscription, cell phone. And so The Last of Us, and they're releasing it's long ass episodes. I'm not gonna lie, it's like 100, or it's like an hour and 20-minute, hour long episode, something like that. And it is not my show. I am not into apocalyptic things. I'm not into zombies. I'm not into people struggling to survive. I used to think I would be a survivor. Now I'm like, just take me in the first wave. I don't want to struggle to survive. This bitch is too pampered for that. Beam me up, Scotty, whatever it is. But the Todd watches it, and I think Claire watches it with him. Yes, she does. And I kind of sit there, and I'm on my iPad and go in and out or whatever. Well, we watched, and they're releasing them once a week. I believe it's on Sundays. I'm trying not to give any spoilers. They've released the third one now. So the first two I did not like at all. And again, it's no criticism of the show itself. It's just not my style of show. I don't like shows like that. The third one, though, is and I'm not gonna do spoilers, so don't worry about it. But the third one is they take a specific. It's less about them, those original people, and they take like some other people who are surviving, and they tell just kind of their story of their life together and all that kind of stuff. And again, I'm trying very hard not to spoil anything, but by the end of the episode, I was full on sobbing, like and other people, even people who don't normally cry, were like crying. I think Todd was wiping his eyes. Claire was like, "Why are y'all fucking crying?" She didn't say it exactly, well, maybe. I don't know. I can't remember. But I was crying. It was so beautifully written. It was so beautifully filmed. It did not feel like a zombie. Actually, I don't even remember. Is there a fucking zombie in this one, in the third one at all? Maybe that's why I liked it so much, because I don't remember. I think there might have been a couple. And at the very beginning, and then from there it was just them. But it's beautiful. So even if you only watch, I don't know if you would understand the third one if you didn't watch the first two at least, or maybe you would or understand it enough, but it was really, really nice. Monica is saying, yeah, she probably did say it just like that too. I know. Raven is saying they started watching. She begrudgingly watched, but I admit I am hooked. Yes, I don't get hooked on those. I just do not like them. And Monica is reporting in that she wants old school zombies, not World War Z zombies. See, I haven't seen that movie, but I've heard that they're fast. And that is my other thing is I want a zombie that I can outrun. I want a zombie that for every one step it takes, I have taken 40 steps. And somehow they still manage to catch you. But I want a zombie to be barely able to master its hands. It's just kind of throwing itself at you like that, right? That's what I want. So, anyway, but watch it. If you have not watched it, it is beautiful. It is just so well made. And the actors that are in it are they're very good at it. And it's people that you recognize that you don't realize that you recognize them from things. And so, but it's really, yeah. My mother is saying World War Z zombies are terrifying. Yeah. So there's only one kind of zombie-ish movie that I like, and it is I Am Legend, the one with Will Smith. And I actually find that one fascinating. And it's such an old movie that y'all remember when Netflix first came out, you got DVDs in the mail from them. And I actually kind of miss the days of that in this sense that I'm going to explain is that when you got the DVD, there was always behind the scenes stuff. So we would always watch we'd watch the movie, but then sometimes we'd watch the director's cut of the movie where they're like narrating like what they were thinking or why they chose that or the inside stuff that maybe you don't see, but he wanted you to get. Like I always like that. Alternative endings, like the I Am Legend. They actually filmed like 4 different endings for it because they didn't know how they wanted to end it, and then they tested it. They did tests on how it was going to end. Like, does everybody die at the end? Does he make friends with the zombies at the end? Does he save and this has spoilers because it's a fucking 25-year-old movie, so give me a break here. Does he as a doctor save the wife of the main zombie and then they let him escape? Like that kind of, there's that's 3 of the 4 scenarios. I don't remember what the 4th one was, but yeah, if a zombie can walk faster than I walk, I'm a goner. Oh, and some of us are big mules too. So anyway, and then the last thing I have on my list to talk about today is the Dallas Zoo. Have y'all been hearing about this stuff happening at the Dallas Zoo? I feel terrible for the people who run the zoo because I don't feel like this is entirely their fault. So about, was it like 2 or 3 weeks ago, a cloud leopard, I think it was cloud leopard, something like that, which is a little bit bigger than, it's between the size of like a house cat and a bobcat or something like that. And they're supposed to be really friendly. I still think a leopard is something I don't want anything to do with. But someone cut, it went missing, and then they figured out that someone had cut the pin in the middle of the night, and it got out, and they found it just in a tree, like really close to where it was. Like this sweet thing did not want to get out into the real world. And then I think last week they had an endangered, was it an eagle? Falcon, something like that. I think it was an eagle, vulture, something, some big bird was killed, I believe, and or they found it dead, and then they now think it was killed, like they think it was shot or stabbed or something like that. It is terrible, and then last night that was announced that like right when I was live here, and then it happened after that. They announced that there are 2. Now I can't remember what they are. It was like 2 cats also, I believe, that were stolen. Their pin was cut and they are just straight up, they're missing, and they believe that they have been stolen. And they have since this morning released a photo of a guy that they caught on video. Monica saying, how are there no cameras? So there's a couple of theories on this. So there are cameras, and they've since upgraded them. Like after the first one was my understanding, they upgraded them. Also, the Dallas Zoo is the oldest zoo in Texas. So it has been around like 100-something years, and they've never had a problem like this before. So it is spider monkeys, or some sort of monkeys, actually. They look like Wilford Brimley monkeys. They've got like the big handlebar mustaches. That's what was stolen, 2 of them. And I think my theory is that they are being targeted. And originally I thought it was maybe an inside job, like maybe someone who works there, who just got a job there, did it to cause malice or steal, or maybe someone's being blackmailed into this sort of thing. Or maybe it's like a crazy PETA person who doesn't like zoos and is trying to release all the animals. I don't know. But now they have released a photo that they from one of the, it's a screenshot from one of the videos of this guy. It's a younger African American, very thin guy. They've got him eating Doritos, like, so he was just like a guest. He was in a hoodie, that sort of thing. And I'm wondering, like, is there like organized crime involved and stuff? Because I can't, the way this kid looked, he looked too young to be like just stealing these things to sell on the black market or whatever, right? So I think it's something bigger and more nefarious, and Russian oligarchs, maybe not that big, but just like people who like cartels or something like that. I bet we're going to see that it's something very organized, and they have like their henchmen kind of that are doing the work, or people that they are blackmailing or whatever like that. So I don't think it's just like uh, a kid wanting to steal it and selling it on eBay or something like that. And Raven saying there's a lot of money in illegal exotic pets. Yeah. We have an exotic pet in our house that's illegal in like half of the states of the United States of America. We have a little hedgehog that Claire has. And in California, you're not allowed to have a hedgehog. And so anyway, we have to make sure we keep it hidden in states that we drive through in the RV, because we take our pets with the not the cat, but the 2 dogs and the hedgehog go with us on our RV trips. So but poor Dallas Zoo, I feel terrible for them, and then people are making fun of them. And the people who work there just like love those animals so much, and they do believe that they're conservationists. Yeah, and if it was a kid, Monica is saying, we would have seen it on TikTok by now. Exactly. And no one can keep a secret anymore. So that's why I think it's something much more nefarious. Like a Mexican drug cartel, Russian oligarch, evil rich American people. I don't know. But anyway, so alrighty, well, that's all I've got for today. I'm gonna go pour myself a glass of wine. We're having meatloaf for dinner. I am putting breadcrumbs in it. Don't tell Todd. It's made with turkey meat. It is a Weight Watchers recipe. And it does have some sugar in it too, because you can't have it. He's just gonna have to get over it. I'm serving it with mashed potatoes, and the kids are gonna have regular mashed potatoes. Todd and I are gonna have cauliflower mashed potatoes. Cauliflower masquerading as food, but yes. And yeah, don't you tell him. And then probably a salad with it. And that's what we're having for dinner tonight. Alrighty, well, that is hedgehog trafficking. That's a little cut out hideaway in the day. Exactly. We got a little place where we stash him. Alrighty, well, with that, I'm going to say bye. I love you. It's important to know you were loved. I love that you watched this. Thank you so much. Stay warm. Stay safe. If you do not need to get in the car, do not get in the car. Michelle, I don't know how you're going to get wine. I'm scared to death to drive in this. Otherwise, I would bring you some myself. Instead of courier. Is anyone delivering? Can you do like a Uber Eats or something like that? I don't know how that works. So Tom Thumb delivery. Anyway, alrighty. Well, if all goes as planned, I will see you tomorrow at 4:30 for another episode of Cooped Up Live. Should I say? Talk to you later. Bye. Stay warm.